So, a lot of things have been going on recently, just around the world, with the virus going around, the coronavirus going around, and uh, that's really been putting a strain, I guess, a damper on everything. And the reflection of my glasses is driving me crazy. I'm sorry about that. But so I guess when it first came out, of course, nobody was really thinking that much about it. At least none of my buddies were. I mean, it's we were all gonna be like, it's one of those things that's in the news and it's gonna pass by and that's it. You know, we're in the Midwestern United States. We're good. Well, anyway, it's slowly but surely, it's in the United States, it's in this state, or, it's in Washington, or it's in this state or that state. Then it's in Indiana, and then it's in, this county. And then there's a guy at Chrysler that has it, and, just kept coming closer and closer and closer together to impact all of us at school. And I guess when it started to become more real for us was we were working on the. If you don't know about the Howard County Music Festival, it's one of the, I believe it's one of the longest going festivals of its kind. I believe the teacher said in the U.S. It is a thing where like four of the county schools get together with all of their choir and band kids, and the choir does 4 or 5 pieces, and the band, I wasn't in the I'm not in the band, so I don't know how many pieces the band did. I don't remember from last year. But this year, we were in the middle of, I mean, it's a big production, there's like 300, I think this year there was like 400 choir people, but it's a big production. Like, we take a day off of school and we go to whatever one of the 4 schools was hosting it. This year it was Taylor High School, so the other 3 schools went to Taylor, and we were, in the middle of practicing our thing, and we were like, oh, I'd say, I think 2 hours from being done with our rehearsal, and then that night we would have the concert. Okay, well, during lunch, all the kids were getting notifications on their phone, about somebody at such and such place has the, coronavirus or whatever. But and it was in Howard County. Sorry, I got a hair on my lip or something. But anyway, they called us all into the main gym where the band was performing, and said that it was canceled because they didn't want a bunch of people to get sick, and the thing about the coronavirus is that there is more than one type of a coronavirus is not always the COVID-19 virus that is going around right now. And so that's what's happening is some people are starting to freak out because such and such person has a coronavirus, but it may not be the COVID-19 coronavirus. But anyway, these our bottom line, our thing got canceled, and it seemed kind of weird. They sent us back to school, and we had our 8th period class, and then we went home. And Thursday and Friday we were at school, and Friday there was talk about having e-learning days the rest of the week until, or the remaining 2 weeks until spring break. And I really wasn't interested in that at all, but uh, not my choice, And so anyway, at the end of the day on Friday, the principal came over the intercom and told all the teachers to check their emails, and our teacher read us the email that we would be having the remaining 2 weeks would be e-learning, and we weren't going back to school. And some people were happy about that. I was not one of those people. I absolutely hate e-learning days. I don't get anything out of it. And as one of my friends said, it's so boring when it's the e-learning days are so boring, and then I personally don't get anything out of it. That's not how I learn. I want to be in the classroom with other people learning it. I don't want to be sitting in front of a screen watching a video of the teacher teaching it. But that's what it came to. And we didn't have school Monday and Tuesday of this week. We're not having school, but we didn't have e-learning days Monday and Tuesday. Monday, the teachers got together and they had a big meeting about how they were going to set up the e-learning, because it's going to be different, of course, than what it would be like if we have 2 feet of snow or whatever and we get canceled for a day or two. The rule is that if it's weather related, we can have, I think it's either 2 or 3 days straight of e-learning. And then that's it. Then we just have to cancel. Well, since this is, I don't even know what category a virus would go under, but anyway, whatever category that would go under that is keeping us out of school is different, of course. And so the teachers got together on Monday and had a big meeting, and they set up a schedule. So you have, this class, you have 4 classes each day. And so you don't have each class every day. So you just have the 4. And then on Friday we don't have any work. Our face-to-face teacher, or if you don't know what that is, our homeroom teacher, we haven't had that yet. That's coming this coming Friday, so I don't know what exactly he's going to do. I think he just checks in on us and make sure that we have food, or make sure we have food and make sure that we're doing our work and that sort of thing. And so anyhow, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday were just kind of free days for me. I could just kind of chill out. And you saw the video, the trash picking video that I did. That was, man, when was that? I think that must have been Sunday. Because, that was Monday. Sunday I was doing something, but I don't remember what it was. Anyway. Oh, Sunday was when I went to the antique store, because that's the haul video that should be coming up pretty soon if the internet stays working. But anyway, I had some free days. Saturday I don't remember exactly what I did. I think I might have went to my grandparents' house. Sunday my family went to the antique store, and then Monday I did the trash picking video and did a couple things over at my grandparents. So then my mom gets this message on would that be Monday night, and Howard County is under some type of warning where you're supposed to only be traveling for, they said essential reasons. So, like going to the store to buy food. All the restaurants and theaters and trampoline parks and that sort of thing are closed. In Illinois, this doesn't really affect me, but my dad said that in Illinois, the you can't buy guns, ammo, or liquor. I don't know. I don't think that's the case in Indiana. Well, I don't know about the liquor. I know that I think the gun thing is you can still get guns and ammo, but I'm not sure. But anyway, the for Indiana, for our county, Howard County, they did we're in the yellow right now. Basically, I'll save you the technical stuff. We're in the yellow right now. If it gets worse, if people still stay out when they're not supposed to, it's gonna go to orange, and at orange, it's not really martial law, but it's pretty close to it. And now we really are, because the governor has called in the National Guard for some reason or another for people to not be out. So we're not quarantined at home, but we're pretty dang close to it. You can go to the store and buy food, and that's about all you can do, because everything else is closed. You can't go to a restaurant, you can't go get your car cleaned, you can't go buy a car. And today, which is Tuesday, my dad came home from work pretty early. He had a haircut appointment, or else he would have been home a lot earlier. They sent all the people working at Chrysler, they sent them home early because the factories are going to be closed for, well, I don't know about Chrysler, but for Ford, they said the factories would be closed for 2 weeks. So I don't know what GM and Chrysler are going to do, but Ford said their factories will be closed for 2 weeks. My dad works at Chrysler, the transmission plant in Kokomo, and he said that he doesn't really know when they're going to be back. He expects it to be about 2 weeks, kind of like at Ford, but he doesn't know for sure. He said it was kind of until further notice. And that's almost how it is at school, too. We don't know when we're going to be back at school. We do these 2 e-learning weeks, then we have our spring break as scheduled, which we don't have any work, of course. And then I think we have a couple more days or another week or so of e-learning. I know that for April 19th is at this point when people can go back out and carry on their normal lives with like going wherever they want to, unless this virus keeps having issues. Yeah, it kind of sucks. So we're kind of just stuck at home whether we want to be or not. I feel like we are at the point where we should be able to decide for ourselves, do we want to take the chance and go somewhere, or do we want to stay at home? If we want to stay at home, that's fine and dandy, but for those of us that don't want to stay home, for those of us that have stuff to do elsewhere, I think we should be allowed to go there and take a chance, as I guess you would have to word it, take that chance of getting sick. But the thing is, thousands of people die from the flu every year, okay? And the coronavirus is nothing more than a flu. It's just that it's a type of flu that there's not really a specific cure for, and so it's freaking everybody out. And because it's freaking everybody out, I think a lot of people and a lot of communities as a whole are sort of overreacting about the whole thing. And so that's why I understand why, they don't want people out for extra travel, like I get why the movie theaters are closed and the trampoline parks and that sort of thing. But the stuff like, going to the store, or getting your car cleaned, or that sort of thing, I'm like, okay, well, and they closed the golf courses, which doesn't make sense because that's outside. They didn't say you have to stay in your house. They just said that you can't go places unless you need to go those places. And there was actually a policeman sitting across the street in his squad car, sitting across the street from the Kroger and the Kmart. Well, I guess our Kmart closed, but sitting across the street from the Kroger. And I assume there was probably a policeman outside of the Meijer and the Walmart. Of course, there's always crap happening at our Walmart, so there should always be one of those. But and I assume that's for in case people get in a fight over toilet paper or hand sanitizer, or all the crap people are fighting over. If you just Google coronavirus fights on YouTube or just the internet in general, there's all these crazy people that are acting retarded about the whole thing. Like, you don't need 524 packs of toilet paper. That is absolutely ridiculous. But and one of the kids at school on Friday, before we got let out, she brought up a good point. You can make your own hand sanitizer. You don't have to buy Johnson & Johnson hand sanitizer, whatever, that's the brand that came to mind. You don't have to buy you can make hand sanitizer pretty easily. You can make DIY hand sanitizer. And I read an article that says that vodka is not hand sanitizer because it does not have the right alcohol content. Don't know why I shared that with you guys, but I've just felt like it. So, whether we want to be or not right now, all of us in Howard County are kind of just stuck at home. Even the factory workers, like my dad, he can't go to work. We really can't do anything. We can't travel somewhere else. We can't do anything that isn't at our house. All the gyms are closed, which the gyms doesn't make sense to me. Why would you close the gyms? Granted, there's a lot of people in the gyms, but one of the best ways to stay healthy is to exercise. If you close the gym, that is one less place for people to exercise. So, I don't know, that one I kind of have mixed feelings about. Like, I see that there's a lot of people that would be there, but at the same time, the exercising helps you stay healthy. And so, I don't know. Besides the fact, the more people that are exposed to the virus, but like the people that are just carriers, not people that are like people that don't get sick by the virus, they just are carriers of the virus that could give it to someone else. The thing is that their body is building up an immunity to that. So the more carriers of this virus there are, the more people that will be not really safe from it, but safer from it. Our bodies will have a stronger immune system to fight this thing. So I feel like we should be able to take the chance of, do we want to go out and about, or do we want to stay in our house? The governor has called in the National Guard. We are almost basically under martial law. We're very, very close to it. And that's kind of annoying. That's just my take on it. I don't know what you guys are thinking at home, but, I would take my chances. I would go live my life as normally as I possibly could, but since everything's closed, I can't really live my life as I normally would. So just try to stay safe out there and keep your sanity, and try to find some kind of positivity in the world. Like this. This is pretty funny. Of course, I like the poop emoji, so Leo drew the poop emoji under this Nike guy and ran away. So just try to find some positivity in the world, and just try to stay safe out there, and don't get in any fights over sterilizing supplies, and just try to think rationally about it. And I hope you guys are having a great day and having a great week, and try to stay safe, and um, just, yeah, make sure that hopefully this thing gets under control soon and we can go back to living our lives normally as soon as possible.